it's Nadej Bailey. Be sure to tune into TPN Live with my Auntie Renee and my Uncle Bobby Peoples.
Hi, my name is Ebony English, and you're watching TPN Live with Bobby and Renee.
Hey, I'm Nicole, and you're watching TPN Live with Bobby and Renee Peoples.
Hey guys, this is Angelica Pugh, choreographer and actress, and I am watching TPN Live with Bobby and Renee. I actually do like the channel. They didn't pay me to say that because I'm under TPN management. I'm watching it. It's good. It's good. You like it too.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Spritz, and you're watching TPN Live with Bobby and Renee.
What's up everybody, it's your boy Jamari, aka Mari. Look, I want you guys to like, comment, subscribe on these videos, and make sure you share it with a friend. You are now tuned in with Bobby and Renee Live. I hope you guys enjoy the show.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have a very good show today. I'm your host, Bobby, and
I am Renee.
And you're watching TPN Live with Bobby and Renee. And now tonight's guest will be Courtney Nichole. Yes, my Susan motherfucking Donovan. She can play all the characters she wants, but she can always be Susan motherfucking Donovan.
You said it again. You're supposed to say MF Donovan.
No, fuck that. Susan motherfucking Donovan.
Go
that's
real.
Who she is. But now that's my girl. It's our heart right there. Our little sis. She's doing it big. So she has blessed us today with the interview. So I'm excited.
Me too.
Man, we have put eyes on her in a couple of months. And we're so close now, so we got to change that, all right?
Yeah.
We got to change that. So before we get started, we're going to go to a commercial. When we come back, we're going to be talking to Miss Courtney Nichole, y'all.
All right, y'all. Don't go nowhere.
And thank you to our sponsor, Miss Erlina, for live and direct. What's up, Courtney?
Hi, Courtney.
Hi, y'all. Hey.
What's going on with you? How you feeling?
I'm good. Well, it's a lot going on in the world, but physically I'm good. Look.
Good.
All right. Well, we're glad that you are good. And we're so happy to see you now that we on the West Coast too.
Yeah.
How you doing? We on the West Coast too. Hey.
I did it now.
Yes. So for everybody out there who don't know who you are, tell everybody who you are.
Oh, well, you already told them who I was, child. I'm Courtney Nichole. Man, I don't know what you want from me.
Well,
I'm excited to be here because I feel like I'm talking. I'm talking to family, but
all day.
So anyone who does not know, Bobby and Renee gave me my first lines. Them y'all in DeWitt, right?
Hey.
And that's a blessing. So, and it's just been a journey ever since. I look forward to what else is in store for us.
Hey,
yes,
well,
absolutely.
I'm glad you say that because now that we're closer, we're gonna try to get something popping real soon. Soon as this virus go down, soon as this virus is dead, we're gonna make it pop. We're gonna make it pop.
I know.
We have somebody named Tracy Vincent. Yeah, he said he still call you Susan Donovan too. That's what he's referring to.
Yeah, so those
people still call me Susan motherfucking Donovan. Okay?
That's right. You know what I'm saying? They don't know.
For those of the people that doesn't know where Susan Donovan come from, it is one of our first web series that we did that was on Comcast On Demand. It ran for 3 seasons.
3 seasons,
on Comcast On Demand, and she played one of the main characters, which was one of the daughters named Susan Donovan, and Susan Donovan was off the chain, y'all.
That's it.
It was off the chain.
No games were being played, okay?
Yes.
You know what's crazy though? Like all the guys wanted love scene with Courtney. I'm like, yo, write a love scene with me and Courtney. I'm like, bro,
we ain't doing it.
I had a bad chick. No, I'm just playing.
They wanted you bad.
No, but
so
that was funny.
So how long you been gone from Atlanta now? How long has it been?
So 5 years. July 1st made 5 years.
It don't even seem that long.
It don't. I still remember when everybody was at the club and you were leaving. We was like, oh my gosh, you're leaving.
Yeah, my heart was broken.
So,
yeah, and we just watched you cry, Renee. Thank you for crying like that.
But hey, you know what though? I think that was one of the most smartest and best moves that you and Jamal ever did. Cause look at you now. You up on Tyler Perry's show right now.
Yes. How does that feel? Tell us that. I know you.
God is good. Let me tell you something.
Come on now.
God is so good. I mean, just, like you say, it's been 5 years and it's all been a journey. You all have seen it. And just to be here and being able to be myself, right? And seeing my journey, not quitting on my dream. Those things are still like mind blowing to me. And I just try to stay in a place of gratitude. I'm thankful. And I'm thankful to be working. Like last year, I feel like we were all watching Tyler Perry talk about these new shows that he had coming on BET and how he owned this land, where people fought to enslave our people. And now this one Black man owns it. So to be empowered by that and then to be one of those shows, I'm telling you, like.
So can you give us a little bit about your character? I guess without doing any spoilers, but can you tell us about who your character is and all that?
So I'm a supportive wife. I get to play myself. No, I get to play myself, but I play a supportive wife. Leah will be very relatable. And I think that's one thing I think I've always pushed for in my career. I feel like people want to see people that look like them, and hopefully I will have done that job. She's a mom of two. Okay. 2 teenagers, raising them in this day and age with technology and all of that stuff. So we have those moments. And my husband is great. We go to stay with our grandfather, his grandfather, and he's bought this rundown assisted living home, and I'm like, okay. But my husband is out of work. He's recently out of work, which I think is something that'll be relatable to audiences as well. And right now with everything going on, like women have, and Black women have always been. When our men were taken from us, we've always been strong. So to be able to stand by this man, while he's in between jobs, knowing that he's been a great father and a great husband, and try to see how we can make the best out of this situation. So we end up moving from Chicago to rural Georgia.
Hey, so they got your hometown in there too?
You see how we did that? I think
hey, okay. I love it. I love it. So it comes out when? September what?
September 2nd. Like tomorrow, like 4.
Wow. Get out. Okay. This is right around the corner. Okay.
September the 2nd. Okay.
Oh, so yeah, we definitely gotta be putting that up.
10 o'clock.
Okay.
10 o'clock Eastern?
Yes.
Okay.
Check out, yeah.
Central, and hopefully it'll come on at 7 here.
All
so
right.
I'm not behind, and y'all not talking about it, and I still ain't saying it.
Well, look, this is what we're gonna do. Cause we don't have BET, but we about to go get the BET
No, I
app.
think we do. We have BET.
No, we don't.
Through Dish.
No, we don't.
We don't.
But we about to get it tonight, though. We're gonna have it before the 2nd.
Yeah,
you gotta have it.
September.
It's September 2nd, right?
Right. So it's like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 weeks. Okay.
I think it's 4 Wednesdays.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because next month is August.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. We got it.
We
so
in there.
Tell us a little bit, because I know that you had one of those videos.
5 weeks. I lied.
5 weeks. Okay, you got it. So tell us about your video. We seen a passionate video of you, and every time I watched it, I cried. So you already know how emotional I am, because I know the emotions that you put into it. So I felt those emotions.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that and how that went for you.
So, as we all know, like we are in, I believe it's day almost 60 of like nationwide, if not international protests after George Floyd's death, May 25th. And so, you know, of course we hear the narratives about us, you know, well, we don't want this to be another Watts riot and all of this and then the other. And I'm just like, I really don't think my people are out there messing up our own neighborhoods. So I wanted to go out. And so my goal that day was to make sure that I was one of those people documenting that we are having peaceful protests. So immediately after this peaceful protest, we run into a line of police officers with tear gas and rubber bullets. So there was that moment. And then right after that, I run into these young ladies who are tagging Black Lives Matter on a building. So, that just didn't sit well with me. Like, I get chills now thinking about it. And what I was trying to explain to them then is that if you're doing something, if you're out here on behalf of Black lives, then you should ask someone Black, be rallying with someone Black, do something that we actually want you to be doing. And no one in my friend circle is asking their friends to tag buildings of Starbucks.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need one crime with another. I do not need them to equate this storyline with this storyline. I need the narrative to be clear. We out here in these streets. We want change. We're demanding change, but there's a way to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
And you know what? I gotta commend you too, because the pain in your voice, I'm surprised you ain't grabbed that chick by her hair and tossed her around a couple of times.
It was one moment where the phone shook. I said, I don't know what happened.
So I knew you really wanted to get to it.
I know you did.
Yes.
I know you did.
Because we was like, man, Courtney about to go off on that, man. So
he wasn't listening. I really wanted them to listen. Like, you're not out here. I don't see any of your Black friends, and not that you have to be out there with anybody Black to be out here protesting, but like that was just anti the movement. Right. And I'm one to speak up. And what this movement, I hope is empowering people to speak up, whether that's in your relationship, in your household, in your community, wherever you're willing to start. We all start at different places, but to speak up. And when I look to the right and nobody, y'all all over here allies, and y'all know, you out here friending and you're not out here speaking up, I can't have that. I'm gonna show you exactly what you need to do, and it's speak up. Do not allow people to come into your home, your neighborhood. This is our protest about our people. You are a guest. You are pulling up at the family picnic. Do not come in here and act a fool. You know you're not going to be allowed to act a fool at the family picnic.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
No, I know this. That's the rule.
Right.
Somebody's going to get you out of there. So,
yes.
I just did my job.
That's right.
And you know
that's
what?
Right.
And that's why we love you for that too, because you stood up for it and you did right. You did what was right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad it went viral on a positive note as opposed to being something negative.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad that's what happened, and the narrative was changed at that particular moment. That people, okay, you know what? Let's look at what's the deep-rooted issue here, and not allow these outsiders come and ruin the narrative that we're trying to project. So I'm glad that it did.
Because they're going to talk that talk, Bobby. They're going to say what all these other organizations, whatever, but that's not what it's about. So, and like you said, I was definitely not going to put my hands on that girl. I knew it felt like, God.
Oh, yeah.
I felt like I knew in that moment exactly what was happening. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted it to be clear. So, but you never know what's going to take off and what's going to impact people. So I'm glad that it has. I'm glad that I've, gained some, followers. And I'm not even going to say that. I'm glad that I've gained some friends in this movement.
Exactly.
Like, I really have people that have reached out to me during this. And we've become friends. We share information with each other, white, Black, Asian, all of those things. And so it's like, I wanted to make sure that I cultivated those relationships. Because what we have to do is build a relationship so that we're not strangers to each other. And the only way we can do that is if we talk to each other. So if I can't be what I'm talking about, then I would be a hypocrite. So I befriend them. We talk. We share information. And who knows what this movement will be in 5 years. The civil rights movement lasted for like 15 years on paper.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I may need them in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? They may have a nonprofit organization that I can be of use of, or a building that can be helpful, you know, in this movement. So this is just the beginning of, I call it civil rights 2.0 until it's going to catch a name, I feel like.
Right.
That's what I'm calling it.
But we know what it is.
And I'm glad that you did mention that the people who reached out to you were white, Black, Asian. It's different nationalities, because just because you're pro-Black don't mean you're anti other races.
Right.
Absolutely.
So they have to understand, you know, that because I'm fighting for my movement, I'm fighting for justice for my people, don't mean that I hate your people or I dislike your people while doing it.
Right. Absolutely. And I'm glad that so many of us, and not just us, are getting that message out. You know, I have like my one good, my friend Emily, like she had her kids playing, she had her kids' trucks, and she like rammed into the police, like to defund the police. I was like, I have a couple of my white friends that are like, I'm serious about being anti-racist, you know, like they're actually like on Zoom meetings weekly in groups that with people that look like them and support them, and figuring out how to support how to support our not organization, but our movement, you know, and because I think, you know, Black Lives Matter, they're two different things. You know, sometimes people want to confuse the organization and the movement. I'm not a part of the organization, but I'm very much a part of the movement.
Right.
Yes,
exactly.
say that.
Exactly.
Many of us don't have to, or haven't always been pro-Black. Somebody asked me, like, have you always been like, I've always been Black, right? But you know, I mean, there are some people who talk about something every day, like maybe not. But right now, what I am known for is fighting for what's right.
There you go. Right. And that is a good thing to fight. That is a good thing to fight for.
Anybody who knows me, they be like, well, she thinks she's right about it, right? And so right now, this moment is right. And I'm gonna talk about it. So
that's right.
And,
well, your husband just said that COVID saved that young lady.
Yeah.
So
that's what he said.
Jamal, you don't talk like that.
That's what he said. He said COVID saved that young lady.
He said it in big letters too.
Yeah. Let me tell you, if y'all listen carefully to that audio, you'll hear my husband say, "Put your mask on."
I heard him.
Like, I don't care fussing at this young lady, but put your mask on.
I heard him.
What's wrong with you?
Hey, exactly. That's why we love y'all so much. But what we want, you know what? We want to show people the actual trailer to Living. So we're going to show a trailer real quick. Do you want to cue it up a little bit? Want to tell everybody what it's about?
So this is one of Tyler Perry's new shows, Assisted Living. It is starring myself, Naeem Lynn, Tamala and David Mann, J. Anthony Brown, and my two wonderful children, Alex and Taylor.
All right, Alex and Taylor. So here we go, guys. Hold on.
This fall. Hello. Not this clown. Who you calling a clown? Your favorite father and daughter are back.
Are there any adults in this room?
Yeah. Tyler Perry's Assisted Living. New series starts Wednesday, September 2nd at 10 on BET.
All right, September
man.
2nd. I mean, you just don't know how proud it is to see that you on this television show. I mean, I always knew you had talent, and I've always said this. I just love the fact that now everybody else getting to know what I've already known for the last 10 years.
Me, I knew that.
Well,
I'm the one that I spotted her out. I was like, go and get her.
Yeah, I mean, it's all good. It's all good.
He always taking credit.
He always taking the credit.
Yeah.
But hey, where Jamal at? Where Jamal at? Where Jamal at?
Ain't no clapping.
You know what that means.
He's about to talk about this clap. Listen here, look. Thank you so much, though. I appreciate that support. Like, I think as artists and just in any field, your friends and your family support, like who you keep around you and your circle has to be tight, you know. And I just think that's something that we've definitely had. And, I'm just looking forward to growing with that. You know, who knew that coming from education, after teaching for 13 years and deciding to take a chance on my dreams. Like one day I said to myself, I found myself divorced, single, childless, all under 30, and I was just like, okay, now if I get to be 82, do I want to say, well, I could have done this or I could have tried this? And I just thought, that I took a chance on myself. And, you know, I was telling those kids to live their dreams, but was I living mine? And I believe God blesses us with many gifts and talents, and I'm thankful that I'm able to use them. I'm grateful that I'm able to use them interchangeably, you know, like this platform has allowed me, and I'm sure will allow me to continue to push for education and, you know, support my fellow teachers and support our education system, because to be honest, it's been defunded for years.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
decades. They,
Yeah.
you know, been taking money out of our education system and asking people to not take raises and increasing class sizes. And that's just not something we can stand for. So in the same way that I'm asking people to speak up for our civil rights, you know, that includes education. So I'm grateful that I got an opportunity. I'm grateful that I'm getting an opportunity to do that. And to just piggyback off of that trailer and just how amazing Tyler Perry is and the Tyler Perry Studios. Like I said this before, I just feel like you have to like check off big person there.
Oh,
like
yeah.
when I tell you, people were texting me and checking on me, and I would just say it's amazing, because there honestly not many more words I can use to describe that experience. You know, from driving onto the lot and that excellence, you know, to the day I see the trailer play for it outside. You know, you've seen pictures of the dream building and just what that entails. And everybody there was on their job. They were professional, and it was just beautiful.
Nice.
And he's just such an awesome spirit, you know, like you're so nervous, right? But he comes in and just makes everything okay. You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, I can get, like, I felt comfortable. I felt like I was taken care of. And he's so tall, you know? And he's just like, but he's like I call my husband a marshmallow, you know? So I'm not calling Mr. Tyler Perry a marshmallow, but I'm saying that he exudes that goodness, you know? And he just pushes us to be excellent. And I couldn't do anything but just try to come in there and bang it out. So I was really excited to come to work every day. Like,
I got to ask you a question.
That's awesome.
Because you work with two greats. You work with Tyler Perry, you work with me. Who's the better producer?
Oh, really? We're not going to even say that.
I'm going, Renee, I came ready with my cup. I'm not talking to him.
I want to know who's the better producer. Is it me or not? Hey, you know what? I got much respect for Tyler.
Yeah.
You know, I've always been a fan, but I think I became a bigger fan when I saw his episode on Black AF with Kenya Barris. His episode on that show put me in a better respect for him as an artist, because I don't know if
they think alike.
We think alike, but I didn't know. I mean, I don't know if it was scripted or that was something that he came up the top of his head, but I felt every word that he said in that particular episode, and it relates to what we've been doing for the last 15, 20 years. So that lets us know that what we're doing is not in vain, and we're just at that goal ourselves. So why stop now? So when you said that when you were the teacher and you want to live your dreams up, why not go for it? You know, you took that chance 5 years ago. You haven't looked back. You know what I'm saying? We've been here 2 months, and trust me, I've made more connections here in Vegas than I have in Atlanta the whole last 15 years. Some great connections, to be exact. You know what I'm saying? So if we had not took that dream and that step to go forward, who knows where we would be at, you know?
Right.
And not knocking any, I'm sorry, Renee, but not knocking any part of the journey. Like, I was supposed to be in Atlanta when I was supposed to be there, and so were you. Like, it's all a part of the growth, you know? Like, where are you? All a part of our journey and our growth, and to help us get to a point to be able to see certain things and do
exactly.
And I think I told you, Bobby, when like that I agree with what you're saying before that episode of Black AF came out, that he does things his own way,
right?
And it's wonderful, right? You do things your own way, and it's wonderful, Bobby. Like you and Renee have decided that you're going to do it your way. And I think you have seen so much success. You have broken so much ground in Atlanta. You two have broken so much ground in Atlanta. And I just like, I've always appreciated and I've always shouted that out. And you're going to have haters, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like Tyler Perry got haters, right? Like it's always somebody yapping and talking, right? Always somebody yapping and talking. But what you've done and he's done, like, you know, your audience, you know, he speaks to his audience, and he's not going to tell Hollywood, he's not letting Hollywood dictate how he is going to.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's
speaking of, he just rapped Sisters in a global pandemic.
Right.
Rap, right? So I was like, I text like my hair, like I keep in touch with like the people that, of course, that I worked with and things like that. And I'm just like, you all are making history right now. They will be written and talked about in history right now. They were the first studio to go back into production, finish, test, and be able to produce their stuff in a global pandemic. Yeah. Other than you know, us independent artists who have still been creating throughout. Who's doing that?
No, it's hard.
To come back.
Yeah, exactly.
He's making history yet again, and I don't hear him talking about it enough. So I'm talking about it. This man is making history right now.
Yeah.
And people don't know. People don't know. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? Just to be in that comfort zone, man, not comfort zone, but to be in that atmosphere, it's going to bleed off to you. You know what I'm saying? And what he has, his knowledge is going to bleed onto you and the people around you and so forth. So it's going to continue. It's going to grow. It's going to fester into something even bigger than what you even think about. Yeah. You can say, you know what I'm saying? So I think Tyler, for what he's done, I think Tyler for what he did and what he's doing now. But what I don't like Tyler for is he waited 5 years to put you on the show. That's what I don't like. Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like. So Tyler, so why you wait 5 years to get Courtney on your set? That's all I want to know.
He came at the right time.
He came at the right time.
No, you know that. I want you on it 5 years ago.
We work for Tyler Perry. Nobody knows when that moment is gonna be, honey. You just better be ready. Because let me tell you, in that room, I cried, and all I could do, I did a little praise dance on this little half a healed ankle that I had when I got booked. And I'm just like, all I can say is when preparation meets opportunity, keep working on your craft. I never stopped working on my craft. You know what I'm saying? When I was there in Atlanta, I wanted to make sure, you know, I visited Dwayne Boyd. I went to Navanya Rose. I studied with LaLanya, you know, masters. And then when I got here, you know, going to RLS, like I tried to make sure I stayed in the work so that my actor was busy, right? Whatever that is. And because it's like a gym. You go to the gym every day. We like working out, you know, why wouldn't we work on our craft the same way? So I'm grateful that it happened when it did. And to think about, you know, the fact that on July 31st will be 1 year since I broke my ankle. So I was filming a series, my first series role on my ankle, that hadn't even been a year yet. You know what I'm saying? Like I told my agents, I'm like, look, get me in the room, right? Because they need close up, honey. I got you. You know, so like, but I didn't stop. I'm like, I'm not stopping. So don't stop. When I got here, those first couple of years here, people would be like, how do you like LA? And no, how do you love LA? And I would be like, you know, I like it. But you know, it took a couple of years for it to grow on me and just for me to love it, you know, like I was a little older. I had gone to college, you know, it was like coming to a new place. You don't get college all over again where you have 5,000 to 10,000 other people that are your age doing what you're doing. So you don't come with your support group and your base. You know, and I was glad that we left filled up on love, you know, having a going away party, and that, you know, Jamal and I have great support systems, but everybody doesn't have that. And it takes, you know, tunnel vision. You got to work that thing out, you know, and keep praying and believing and manifesting that thing. Like, see yourself on set.
Now, one of your co-stars, Dana Abercrombie, just said you are a true inspiration to her.
Yeah.
So Dana been putting it down for years. girl. Good. Thank you.
She done did stuff with Tyler Perry.
The stand-in for Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
And Arvell said he worked with both TP and us, and he equally like us better. That's not what he said.
That's not what he said.
But you know, it kind of summed it up.
I can read, Bobby. That's not what it is.
So tell me one thing. What is it? Did you ever feel like giving up in your quest since you've been in LA?
Yep.
And tell us, how did you get your motivation back?
Support.
Okay.
I'm just being honest. Like I think it was the first year. It was just different. Moving here is different. I'm from Chicago, but I was used to Southern hospitality. I'm used to my friends. I'm used to my family. I'm used to, and just being here, it was just Jamal and I. And I didn't really, it was just different for me. And I had some days, your mental has to be strong.
Yeah.
Moving over here, you see homelessness everywhere, but moving over here, you will see how widespread homelessness is. And when we first moved here, we were in West Hollywood, and I will say that it dampened my spirit a little bit to see that every day, right? And I have a good friend who made sure she let me know that you find ways to give, right? Don't feel guilty that you can't give $1 every time somebody asks for $1. Right. But you find your ways to give, whether it's to an organization monthly, whether it's using your time and service to make sure that you support that cause if you're impinged by it like that. So I'll say that. And then when things don't move as fast as you want them to sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Or when you come over here and things are a little bit more expensive and you're trying to work out your funds,
Right.
How much you brought with you, okay? So, I mean, and one thing we've been talking about is systemic racism and how all of us were not born. We do not have inheritances that have been passed down to us, so that's something that we should begin, and we're starting conversations on about passing down generational wealth. So it just made that move. All of those things added to the elements of me moving here, and my spirit was down sometimes. But I have faith, right? And that what I know is that every time I've continued to take a step, God continues to bless me, right? There's never been a day I've gone without food. There's never been a day I didn't have a roof over my head. Okay. And I'm thankful for that, right? So I know that's a blessing. So it just gives me the motivation to keep going. The motivation that all the babies that I told to live their dream were waiting on me to live my dream. So
that's how you do it.
That's why I said the support system is everything for me. And having that and having you all and just knowing that I can keep going. So it takes some strength, it takes some willpower, and it takes some prayer. And those times they change, and we have our waves and our ups and downs. It's a marathon.
That's right.
So,
now, Arvell got a question for you. Arvell has a question. How did the viral video protest march affect your brand and career, if it has?
That's a very interesting question. So I'll say that I did get double my followers at that time, right? And that's just maybe because I still put out information that I think is beneficial to the movement, right? And so that these are people that may be trying to stay informed, and I appreciate that. And as far as it affecting my career, it's interesting because I think in the past, when we've had, some moments, artists, we always question, well, what's on our page, right? And I don't normally post like random, not even random stuff, but I'm not always pushing the movement on my page, especially my Instagram page. But I don't know, Arvell. I just felt compelled, right? I'm a child of God, and humanity is humanity. And at some point, when I posted the very first thing, or after that, it was just like, I can't be quiet, right? I think about people like Jim Brown, Arthur Ashe. There have been so many who have spoken up, in the past, and if it weren't Muhammad Ali, you know, and to hear his grandson speak on the steps in Louisville when they went to march for Breonna Taylor, you know, that was something special to hear him. If you haven't heard that, you should look it up. Okay. But because he talks about, you know, basically making good trouble, you know what I'm saying? And we cannot afford to be quiet. So, you know, one beautiful thing is that I work for a Black man. You know, I would hope that, you know, these, you know, cable network channels would not want to talk to me because I'm fighting for humanity. Right. So I hope that's not the case. But I think I've been very, you know, I'm straight up about it. I'm not trying to start any mess, but I'm educating my people. And they can't fault me for wanting to educate my people. If anything, they should want to help uplift my voice so that I can continue to reach my people in Chicago that need to be talked to and heard from. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't seen it change anything. It's just been a beautiful journey for me. So I just hope that amplifies. I hope that it all just comes together. And my God told me that I can have everything that I want, and he would not give me this advocacy voice if he didn't want me to use it as well.
Hey, I believe that.
That's right.
So you guys finished. Y'all wrapped the whole season, correct? Before the whole situation. So is there talk of a season 2 already?
Well, honey, you know that they like to get those details out and by themselves. So I just come to work. Right. These other season 2 shows coming back, and I'm just praying. Okay, so I'm gonna let season 1 come out first.
Okay. Well, we're gonna pray for a season 2 because we want to keep you back and forth. Is there anything else that you're working on that you can talk about?
Nothing that I want to speak about right now. So I just really want everybody to watch the show and enjoy that. Get your family, you'll enjoy it. And you know, if you follow, what I really want people to do is be making sure they call Daniel Cameron.
Okay.
I called him today. And I left him 3 messages. If y'all don't know who Daniel Cameron is the DA of Louisville or of Kentucky, right?
Okay.
So,
all right.
Miss Tina Knowles has already written them letters. Everybody's already talked to this man. So this is his first year in office. I think that this will be a great way to use his voice to speak up for somebody who was a member of service. And who was killed in their sleep. So I want everybody to commit to at least 30 minutes to an hour of your day of the movement, right? Like having a conversation, whether that's sending an email, sitting your kids down, calling somebody, talking to them. We can add that to our day. We're going to have to if we want to see the changes that we need for our baby.
The part that frustrates me the most with that is they know that the police was in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? Right. What's taking so long?
So I know what's taking so long. So one thing that I've looked at too is, so they fired that first man, right? And they said out of the 20 shots, he had the most let off.
Damn.
So I think that he was fired because, you know how if you hear him shooting and then you shot too, right? So just like in the Chauvin case, Chauvin is the main one, but they're the other 2 that was sitting on his back. So I think the other 2 were the ones that was sitting on the back end of it, right? And so they're moving a little bit slower with them, it seems like. But I don't understand why he can't get started with the one that's already been fired, because clearly he did not do his job. So clearly we can start there.
Right.
So I'm with you. I don't understand it. And again, what the lawyers Lee Merritt and attorney Ben Crump are wanting people to remember is that we want all 4 officers involved, not just 3. There's a 4th one who pushed that warrant through, and he knew that boy was already in custody and that there was nothing wrong, no mail fraud, none of that, and he still pushed it through. And then that brings us to the mayor, who they're having a thing right now that they're pushing for gentrification, and that's one of the areas that they wanted to gentrify.
So now it's coming out.
Trying to push these people out, right? So if you follow the Black Lives Movement of Louisville, they'll educate you to a lot of things, but it's not done. It's not work to do. And I think those states, especially a lot of our southern states, need that second line of defense So what I'm really trying to do is start something called Adopt a State.
Okay.
And what that looks like, you know, like a lot of us, like I'm from Chicago, but I have roots in Georgia, I have roots in Alabama, you know, so maybe I adopt those states. And then what does that look like, right? So that might look like if they have petitions that need to be signed, they automatically come to me. I make sure I sign them because they're going to need that second line of defense, right? Mm-hmm. Because as much love as they're putting out, they're being attacked with that much hatred.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right.
Justice for Breonna Taylor. Justice for Breonna Taylor.
That was Miss Angelica posted that.
Yeah. Save the number in your phone. I called him today. Pull up, Daniel.
Yeah, right. give us
from both sides, but pull up.
I know you have the number on you.
I actually do. I will pull it in.
Okay.
So yeah, and like one of the messages that I left, and I was like, this shouldn't be like a party thing, right? This has nothing to do with politics. This has everything to do with a human's life. So I don't want to make this about politics. We're not getting into that game.
The
number to his office is 502-696-5300.
5300.
Yep.
The extension? No extension?
No extension. They'll ask you to press 1 if you want to leave a message. And if you actually stay on the line, what they'll do is tell you to type in his name, and you can actually then call his office because I feel like they're fielding some of his calls. So I stay on the line after I left a message and then prompted myself to that. So I found that. I said, okay, I'll just leave messages for everybody because I feel like it's everybody's responsibility. If you are secretary and work in his office, I need you to be letting him know. Sir, you just got voted into office.
You gotta do. Well, his number is at the bottom of the screen here.
Right, exactly.
So, Angelica said, I emailed and called.
We gotta email and call every other day, so many times. Keep calling. Because what happens is they get bombarded, right? And again, I don't understand how come they're not answering their phones, but they're trying to send children back to school. I don't understand.
Hey. Yeah, where they at?
Exactly. Okay. So we're close now. We're 4 hours away. So we gotta make this happen soon.
We
gotta make this happen
how are you all adjusting? How's the I know the weather there is like hot, but it's not as humid. Like it's so much.
It's actually not bad. I mean, you from Atlanta. I mean, it's actually, you know what I'm saying? It's doable.
Yeah.
It's very doable.
Even when it get up to 109, it's like it's hot.
Right. But
it's
not humid.
It's not humid.
But we can still breathe.
Yeah.
We can still breathe. Right. So it's definitely, you know what I'm saying? It took some adjustment. Like we just now getting our sleep pattern back.
Yeah.
We was waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, thinking, God, it's early. But you know, we now sleep until 7 now almost. Well, 5. But
that's good. That's an adjustment.
Yeah, where's Jamal at? Is Jamal in the room with you?
He isn't. He went to play golf, so that's his new job.
Well, you know what? We got a golf course in our
subdivision. Pros in a few years, honey. What you say?
We got a golf course in our subdivision, so you might want to come and play.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if he's still listening, but yes, okay.
Yeah, we'll figure out. We haven't been to the golf course. We've been there to eat because there's a restaurant over there. There's a restaurant right inside. The food is pretty reasonable, so
we'll have to bring our clubs. We'll have to hit a little bit. That's one thing I think I wanted to do for so many years. And that was one thing that Jamal and I were able to do like to date, you know, like so. I should hit up Golf Now, but there's an app called Golf Now, and you can, you know, find like cheaper rates in your area and things like that. So it allowed us to just kind of go out, have fun, talk. You're out in the open space, you know, which right now is great, you know. So.
Well, Chubby, we just had a good weekend ourselves, celebrating 12 years this past weekend. So we did good. So, hey, but you gotta come get your nephew because he's getting bored. All you play is Fortnite all night, all night. So you gotta come get back.
Friends over there. I have some friends over there. They have sons too. As
we gotta get him out the house.
We gotta get him. We're gonna rent him some friends.
Right, literally, because I'm like, just pay him.
Both of my friends there have boys. I need to see what age group that might be best. Look,
Well, cool. So, well, we're not going to tie you up any further. We might have one more question. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. Arvel said happy anniversary to us.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Arvel.
So is there any encouraging words before we let you go that you want to say to the people who's discouraged or feel like giving up in this game?
That's right.
Don't give up. Please don't give up. It is your belief is gonna take you there, and it can happen for you. Good things happen to good people, and if we get in belief of that and we put the action behind the dreams, they can happen. And we have to make sure that we're setting goals for ourselves. When I got here, to look at the list of goals that I had when I first got here, and just to be able to see, be able to check them off.
That's a good idea.
Celebrate those goals. Mm-hmm. That was instrumental in this process for me.
I think we should all do that. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I like that. I like that. Definitely.
Write down everybody that you think you want to work with. I'm sure that I'm not telling people anything, but like, you want to work with Ava DuVernay, she's on my list. Will Packer. Let's put them on the list. Put down all the people that you want to work with, all the producers, all the actors. And actually mark your celebrations.
Yeah.
Like we don't really do that. That was one thing that's been introduced to me, making sure I mark my celebrations, because it's like, what do I, okay, so I go to an audition and I think I did a bang up job. Do I celebrate with a Starbucks that day? Do I celebrate, with a little drink later on? Do I celebrate with a Calgon bath, and then, okay, so then I actually book a guest star, or I book a series regular. Like, what does that look like? Do I take myself on a shopping spree? You know what I'm saying? Do I, what do you do? So we have to celebrate even those little victories, right? Because you can't climb Mount Everest you're going to stop at some point. And at that point, you need to celebrate yourself and say, you did a good job, sis. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. You did a good job, bro. Like, you
Exactly. But that's what's up.
Yeah.
It all just starts coming together and it looks like mesh. No, and I'll say this. There was one day, then on the flip side of the blessing, right? So there were days that I was a little down at first, not really auditioned and didn't have my agent yet, trying to adjust to LA, right? Then I got my agent and I was like, oh man, this seems slow. And I'm like, all right, we're getting to know each other, but okay, And then it got to a point where I felt like I had a really good speed, and you're gonna have days even then too, because I had a day where I had a same day audition, a voice audition to prep for, and something else to prep for later that week. And I was like, I had a meltdown. I was like, wait a minute. I can't do it. And the singing thing already makes me nervous. So I already be like, but I'll do it. But anyway, so I had friends, a support system came with me. One of my friends, Sayaka, rode to the audition with me. Another friend, her and Reed, they came and helped me sing my audition, right? And I vowed after that day to, we get the little notifications that we're an audition. So every time I see it, I just say thank you before I open. Because if you open it and then you get overwhelmed with everything else that you got to do. Oh, I got class tonight. How am I going to study these 4 pages? How can I get this done? You know what I'm saying? How am I going to learn these lines? We get stuck, right? So instead, just say thank you, because everybody doesn't have this experience. Everybody not getting these auditions that you just got, right?
Exactly.
And that moment changed for me. Like that changed things for me. And I was just like, it just has to. No matter what is going on, I say thank you. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to open it and we'll figure it out.
Hey, bam.
What do you do after your auditions? Like, what do you do with the no's?
What do you mean?
The no's, like the ones that you didn't get.
Oh, nothing. Oh, but the actual sides?
So so if you go for an audition and you didn't get that particular role, how do you encourage yourself to keep going?
You know what I do, Renee? And this has messed me up sometimes, but I throw the sides away. It's done. I'm on to the next thing. Something else is coming. Right. Yeah, because that's the job, right? We don't go if we working at Macy's, we don't go and the first coat that I hung up, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going back trying to check and see if that coat is still on the rack all day. I moved on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're teaching, like you laid that foundation, you might have to come back and revisit it sometimes, but like you just keep moving, right? In life. And so that's what I had to learn how to do, because I feel like if I kept the sides, or if I'm waiting every other day, you know, if I wait a day and then I'm like, oh, it was a weekend, and then I wait Monday. Like what I figured I had to change my mindset for is I'm waiting for my next audition.
Yeah.
Right. And then if they call me, That's great. And I said that I messed myself up because I've thrown sides away, and then I get the call back, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I had some good notes on there. What was my style text? Wait a minute. I still have a tape of this.
But it's funny because I kept Renee's script from Survivor Remorse. I have all 3 scripts.
Yeah.
So I mean, because that was, to me, it was like how you were. You had your legs.
So you still got the sides to the audition?
No, I throw mine away too. Yeah. After I audition, I throw it in the trash and I keep it moving.
Yeah, you have to. Because we get so many, it's like a no is nothing. You know what I'm saying? That to me is another reason why I like staying in class too. Because it didn't mean that if I wasn't auditioning, I wasn't working. You know what I'm saying? Because like if all those auditions aren't coming in as frequently as you like, if you're not getting them 2-3 days out of the week and you're getting them like once a week or every other week during the slow time or whatever, you're not doing anything. And class would help me. I had a script in my hand. I had something to do, you know? So I didn't feel like I was not working.
Right.
I was working. I was investing, you know, in my career.
Hey, and it paying off.
Money for class has already been cut out the check and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's worth it, right?
That's right.
It's worth it. So that's what I would say. So yeah, just keep moving. Don't worry about those auditions. And we all come out of the room and I'm gonna steal this. So one of my teachers was Richard Lawson, and he talks about K shit versus K art.
Okay.
So we got to stay out of the K shit, you know what I'm saying, and be in the K art. Like we all come out of our auditions, and I do this. I look in my rearview mirror and I say the line or a couple of the lines again, and I be like, "Oh, I wonder if I did that in the room. Did I do that? I hope I did that. Why didn't I do that?"
Yeah.
But it's an audition. Guess what? When you get on set, you get to play anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's that mindset where you have to be like, no, Courtney, you did what you were supposed to do. You went in the room and killed it. And moving on, next audition, that takes training.
Yeah.
It's training of yourself, right? You have to teach yourself to do that. Right? Self-correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. That was some very good tidbits for all those actors. We had a good string of people watching, so you gave some good knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, as you know, Renee, now we love you to death. We've been loving you for the last 10 plus years. So I mean, I'm glad we had this friendship that we do have and stuff like that.
This is friendship. We go to weddings and we got children and all that. All that
film and stuff. We family at this point.
We were just professional for the first 45 minutes. No.
Don't get us in the room with a little thing in our hand, a drink or something.
Hey, look, you know I'm mad because of, the whole COVID thing, so we can't even have a house party right now. You know what I'm saying?
No, you can housewarming.
A house party. I'm like, I'm ready to DJ right now, but I can't. So
this is such a small moment in our life, man. We're gonna be partying until we 80. We're gonna be talking about 2020.
I definitely receive that.
I'm not even gonna worry about these people this year.
All right, well, Courtney, we're about to end this interview. We love you. If you want to give any shout outs, give a shout out to anybody.
And how people can reach you.
Yes. So I want to just shout out to everybody, to all of you for being awesome and being amazing and living out your dreams and dream wild and big, and you can have everything you want. Right. It's already been written. Okay. So if you want to follow me, my pages are The Real Courtney. That's REEL, like a movie reel. So the REEL Courtney. And that's on Twitter, that's on Instagram, and that's my Facebook business page. But I think the other one is Courtney Nichole at ATL. So
awesome.
Okay. I love y'all. Please watch Tyler Perry's Assisted Living September 2nd at 10 o'clock. It's a Wednesday night. So just set your DVRs. every week. Okay.
Before we do that, are you going to do a watch party or anything like that? Should we do one?
So my husband told me that I can have about 5 people over here.
Well, no, sir. We could do an online watch party or something like that. You know, we try to figure that out.
Yeah, like a Zoom.
Let's figure out how to do it. I don't know what the TV with it coming on BET.
Well, I mean, we can't show that show. But yeah, everybody watching from the stuff, but we could be online
and interact, and, you know, stuff like that. Yeah,
I'm sure I hope I'll have to be live or something at that point in time. I'm getting all my directions now, so it's stuff coming out. But yes, we're gonna be watching whichever way it goes, and I want everybody to have watch parties at the house. Pull up, like
that's what we're gonna do. You know, we're gonna be called. Hey, Courtney, we see you on TV.
Rewind, record, laugh. Screenshot, send it to me. I want all of it.
What? All right. Well, hey, we love you. Thank you for being such a great sport and you know and holding a special place in our hearts. So we love you.
Yes, love you so much.
For life.
Bye.
Yes.
See ya.
We'll talk to you later, love.
All right, guys. That was our sister, Courtney Nichole. Guys, I mean, you guys just understand, like. That what you guys is having you guys just witness us talking on a regular basis. This is how we talk to each other every day when we do have a chance to talk to each other on phone or Facebook stuff, whatever the case may be. You guys, she dropped some real good knowledge down here. I hope you guys was able to receive some of that knowledge.
Some inspiration, you know, things that, you know, I know that as actors and actresses and producers and business owners, you know, we all look at, sometimes when we face adversity, it's kind of hard to move past, you know, certain situations. So just to hear somebody that's still going through it and moving through it, you know what I mean, to give you encouragement, to know where she come from to where she is now. I hope that you guys were encouraged.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you.
Good. I'm glad, Tracy.
So next week, our guest was going to be Andrew P. Jones and his wife, Lenora Washington. They are actually the creators, and Andrew P. Johnson is the creator and director of the show Casting the Net, which is on Urban Flix TV, and his wife, Lenora Washington, is the lead. So they'll be on our show next week. So if you guys want to make sure you guys tune in to TPN Live with Bobby and Renee as we talk to Andrew and Lenora. And you guys, the show is definitely dope. We'll be showing the trailer as well. But if you guys are subscribed to Urban Flix TV, you probably already know how good the show is. All right, so he'll be on the show next week with us. So you guys, we're gonna end this video. Anything you want to say?
No, that's it.
All right, we're gonna end this video how we do all of our videos with 1, 2, 3, and peace.
Hi, I'm Emmy-nominated Melvin Jackson Jr., actor and producer. You're watching TPN Live with Bobby and Renee. Stay tuned.
Hi, my name is Nitra. I'm an extras casting director and a DDP yoga instructor, and I'm watching TPN Live with Bobby and Renee Peoples, and you should too.